First of all, let's understand what is a computer. So a computer is a machine which takes the input and process inside and give the output to you. That's what the computer is, and it has a lot of components. And what are the components? Main components we'll cover here, what it has, and one is motherboard. So this is the very, very important component. So it looks like this. If you open the any laptop, and it will be like this, motherboard. So we call this motherboard. All the your processing, everything will happen here. All the components also will be here, available here. So what is a motherboard? Motherboard is a paramount computer component, one of the part of the computer. It is the central part where everything else is connecting to this motherboard. All other components will also connecting to this motherboard only. The motherboard is so very small size, circuit based. All circuits you can see here, the chips wise is there, the circuits we call them, the electronic circuits. So that is the main circuits, and different components will be connected to this motherboard. So that's a motherboard means. And what does this motherboard will do? It has different ports which are facing outside a PC, and also you can plug in a monitor, you can charge your computer, you can plug your mouse. So all this will be you can plug to this motherboard. That is what the motherboard is going to do. So you can see you are charging your computer. You will attach your charger to the your laptop or whatever it is. Then you can charge your mobile phones. That also one plug will be there. And also this, can you see these ports green and blue? And this is going to be charged for your laptop. And also can you see blue, white and red? These are the volume related speakers. You want to give the speakers, you can plug in these points, and then you can listen the your music, such kind of things. You can you can plug your monitor also, and you can plug your computer, charger and mouse. For example, there is a mouse. I'll show you what is mouse. Okay, that mouse also you can plug in. When you operate with the mouse also, directly you can interact with the mouse. So these are the different parts will be there in the computer. So all this will be connected to this motherboard. Motherboard is a heart of your entire laptop or computer. So the motherboard stores low level data like system time, even when the PC is switched off. So the data will store in this motherboard only. Whatever the data you are keeping there, it will store there. That's the first component is a motherboard. In the any laptop, the motherboard is a common component. It's the main part of your entire PC. Then we have a power supply. So the power supply is the device that powers all other mechanisms of this PC. So it has to give the power to all other components, right? Only this power supply input will give us. It generally plugs into a motherboard, and it is the connection here. You can see here, when you plug in the power supply, it will go to all the ports. That's a power supply point. And it can connect to the either a plug for outlet or an internal battery. So laptop inside you have a battery, it will connect to the battery and it will charge up. That's the power supply component is another important. And otherwise your system is not going to connect, right? That's why the power supply is important. The input output devices. So there is a input output devices, and here is the one is input, one is output devices will be there, and it will come. And next main important is CPU and RAM. These are the two crucial component. Another one, hard disk. So these are the three core points after the motherboard. So these are all plug in and these are okay, but you have a main points is CPU, central processing unit, RAM, random access memory, and hard disk drive, solid state drive. So SSD we call, nowadays people are calling SSD. SSD means what and normal hard disk means what, I'll tell you. So basically when you buying a laptop, we'll just check these parameters. What is the RAM size? What is the hard disk size? These are the two measurements you will check when you're buying a laptop, right? Based on this size, your system will perform properly. If it is a less memory and you're putting more data inside the laptop, then your system is not going to perform properly. That's why this RAM size is important. Hard disk drive, HDD we call this, or SSD we call this. Nowadays latest concept is SSD is there, that's good. SD card reader we call them. That let me explain one by one. What is CPU? So CPU is a central processing unit. It is a CPU is the PC's brain, since it works the hardest. So it's the main brain of a human, right? The CPU is the brain of the computer. So CPU does all the calculations needed for a system and varies in speed. The CPU generates heat. That's why we have a fan here. Can you see here? There is a fan. It's inside the fan. This fan will cool up this CPU because it is processing, it will generate the heat. That heat will be cooled up by this fan. And so the more powerful CPUs are required for intense computer, because it has to lot of calculations you need this. And that's the CPU means. CPU is a main central processing unit, CPU. C for central, P for processing unit, central processing unit. And this is the brain for the any computer or laptop. All the calculations is done by the CPU. It generates the heat. That heat is cooled by a fan. Fan is plugged in here. So already fan is there. That cool up this whenever heat is generating. So sometimes when you keep on working on that, when you put your hands on the laptop, it will show some heat. Yes, so it is CPU is generating that heat. And make sure the fan is on and it is cooling up that. That's a brain of the computer. Then RAM, random access memory. So RAM is a short term for memory. When you open a Microsoft Word, the computer places it in a RAM, right? When you open a Microsoft Word, so all I told you, Microsoft Word means this one. This is a Microsoft Word where you can write your data, right? This is the file, Microsoft Word. So we have I'll come to this Microsoft documents. We have Excel, Microsoft Word, and we have a PowerPoint and Microsoft Access. So many Microsoft documents are there. We'll discuss them in the coming classes. Okay, as of now, understand this RAM is when you open a file and that will be written in the memory. So that will be written in the RAM memory. RAM is nothing but a memory. And when closing the window, the RAM is released. So when you are open, it will be stored in the RAM. When you close that file, it will be released. So the more RAM on your PC, the more programs can run at the same time. That's why more memory is there. So multiple programs you want to run, all you will run at a time. If you have a less memory, less RAM size, and you will get a speed little bit reduced, because one after the other it will execute. So where is the RAM size and hard disk size? I'll show you. First understand what is RAM. RAM means a memory where the data will store. What is CPU? CPU is the brain. All the calculations will happen. So for example, for the computer, you are giving some input. Okay, do this calculation, 5 plus 3 plus 5. And then that calculation is done by the CPU. And the output, you need to store, right? That storing is done by RAM, the memory. It will store there. Or some files you are opening and you're storing, all that will be available in this RAM. RAM size keep occupying. Suppose your photos, you're keeping photos. photos you are keeping means the memory, every photo occupies some size, some memory. That memory will be stored in this. The memory is occupied and the file will be stored there, all your photos. So that means the memory is occupied. That all the photos will store in this memory only. And every file has a one size. So how much size it will show us? I'll show you that. Every file, what size it has. So that much memory is occupied in this memory. For example, you have 1 GB, 5 GB, 8 GB memory will be given. RAM size 8 GB, 16 GB, 64 GB like that. So GB means gigabytes. So memory will be measured in the bytes. So gigabytes means so more memory you have, 1000 bytes, something like that. That is 1 gigabytes. And hard disk. So next one, hard disk or solid state drive. So since RAM is a short term, your PC needs a place for storing data permanently. So every time it will releases, right? First stores and releases the RAM, your whatever the files you open, you closes, releases that memory immediately. But hard disk is the one where all your files will be permanently stored. So RAM is a temporary. RAM is a temporary. When you open file, when you store, it will place them temporarily. When you close them, it will release them from the memory. But the permanently where it will store is in the hard disk. Hard disk drive, it will store. HDD we call them. HDD. So they will tell 1 terabyte HDD and 500 HDD. That's they will tell in the memory size when they are calling. When they are selling the product, they will mention only this RAM size and HDD size they will give. If you go to any website, you will see these things only. And a solid state drive is SD drive, SSD. So we call this. So RAM is a short-term memory, and your PC needs a place for storing data permanently means in the hard disk. In the hard disk only permanent data will store. You're placing your files, any file, your pictures, your files, whatever the files you are storing, it will be stored in the hard disk only permanently. And this is what a hard drive is. And it has a many spinning platters when an arm so that writes the data to the disk. Hard disk are slow and are replaced by the quicker solid state drives or SD cards with SD card reader. So now hard disk is little bit slow. The when you store there, when you are reading and when you are writing, it will be little bit slow. But when SD card is there, so which is very fastly, it will open your file and it will store there. So that's the SD card is there in your laptop, and the process will happen very fast, which consists of flash memory like a flash drives or smartphones. Both drives are available in different size to cater for various needs. So that's the hard disk. This is the hard disk. It will be like this hard disk. Okay, and then video card, optical drives. So these are the another components of main thing. So video card is handle the output of images to the display. So when you have video card, graphic images will be displayed to you properly. If video card is not there, your images is not going to show you. That's why video card is another graphic card also we call this. So this is another important point in the laptops. So this they have their own RAMs for doing performing these functions. Several types of video cards can be brought with the different power capabilities and prices. So there are different capabilities. I'll show you. People are calling different graphic cards, and this is the graphic card. This is the memory size. This is the HDD size, hard disk size. I'll show you in the laptop now. Optical drives. So they are less regular than they used to be, but several machines still have optical drives. for reading DVDs and CDs. Now nobody using this DVDs and CDs. It's a previously people used to do this, but now people are not going to use this. So this optical drives, DVD, by putting the DVD and CDs, you can watch your movies, something like that, listen to music and all these things. But nowadays, nobody using these optical drives, right? These are the components. What are the main component? First one, motherboard. Then second one, power supply and input output devices. And CPU is the main one, central processing unit. And fifth one, random access memory, main temporary memory. This one, when you open something file, it will allocate the memory. When you close that, it will release that memory. That's a RAM. So multiple files you are opening, it will allocate memory. Suppose you are opening multiple browsers. This is a one browser, right? So another browser also, if you open, the memory will be allocated in the RAM. When you close them, the memory will be closed from the RAM. But a hard disk is one where your files will be stored permanently, and it will be there for you. When you save it, it will be there for you. That's the hard disk drive, HDD or solid state drive, we can call this. So that's the one thing. And video cards. If you want to watch any your pictures, you need this video card in the laptop or any computer. If this is not there, your videos you cannot see, and your videos or pictures you cannot see. So let me show you where you can find all these things, and this size, where you can find your computer size. How can you find your RAM size? Let me show you. So can you just there is a Windows icon will be there. Control and Alt key between this Windows icon will be there. Can you see that one key in the keyboard? In your keyboard, there is a Windows icon will be there. So let me show you that. So keyboard, where is the keyboard? This is the keyboard. So can you see here a Windows icon will be there. Between the last, you can see a Windows icon. Okay. Can you able to see Preeti and Ratna? There's a Windows icon. Between a control, last bottom side, a big space bar is there, right? This is a space bar. Space bar before, there is a three icons, three keys. In between three keys, there is a Windows icon. Windows icon, the image will be there, just one square type. Can you see that key in the keyboard?
Yes.
So, and can you hold that key and then D? That means Windows D, if you press, automatically it will show your desktop.
Yeah, it goes to the main thing. Yeah.
It goes to your desktop, we call this desktop. So in the desktop, what are all the softwares you have, it will give you. So now you have a this PC option, a recycle bin, control panel, your browsers also it will show. So what are the browsers you have? Browsers will show. Now right click on this this PC, just right click on this PC, right click on that PC, and you can see there is a properties option. Can you see that? Are you able to do this PC option? You can able to see, or my computer will be there, Preeti. Either computer name, the computer icon will be there. On that computer icon, you right click. Just right click and click on properties. Click on properties.
What properties are you talking about? I'm lost. Okay.
You lost it. So you got this PC option. Can you see in the desktop this PC option?
PC optional. Let me check.
Do you have this? First, press the Windows D. You will land in the desktop. All will be closed, and Windows D you can see. So like all this desktop you can see. For example, you are in the browser, madam. You are in the browser, right? You want to go to your desktop. What you can do? Windows D. You press it. Suppose I'm in my Windows key is there, right? Windows key in the keyboard.
Okay.
Key and D you press. Press Windows and D at a time so that it will open to you.
Okay.
So it will open like this. The Windows, the desktop will open to you.
Yeah.
Can you see this PC option anywhere here like this?
Wait, let me check.
Can you see my pointer?
What does it say on that? It says PC,
This
yeah?
PC, this PC. A computer icon will be there. Okay, 1 minute. You can share your screen. I'll give a control to you. So can you see here this PC computer icon on the top here and from the Lenovo 2 and second one this PC. Are you able to see this kind of icons in your desktop? No?
No, I'm not able to see it.
Okay, do one thing. So I'll give a
Mhm.
control to you. You just share your screen, okay? You just
Okay.
share your screen. I am giving a control to you, make presenter, and you will get an option, share screen option. Just share your screen. You will get a share screen option. Just click on share button there.
No, I have not got the button to. I just got a cancel option and
So
the share option.
share option you haven't got.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you'll get a share option because you are the presenter now.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Just click on that. You can see the share and I can see your screen. Now I can see your screen. So okay, what you can do here is now you are in the my GoToMeeting video. What you can do in the keyboard, you just click on in the keyboard Windows D. You press it. Yeah. Now this is the and oh, you are not having this PC. So then you can do one more thing. One more thing. So in the bottom side, you have a there is a folder icon will be there. So I think this piece all are missing. Folder icon will be there for you. Just right click here, Preeti. Just right click there itself. Right click there
This
itself.
one?
You right click.
This one, the
Not
Chrome?
not that one. Windows. You have a picture, right? You have a picture, right? Yeah.
This one on my left. Is
In
this
the
what you're talking?
Windows, you have a Windows some hill icon, right? The sand or hill icon. So there you right click. Just put the cursor on top. Yeah, there. You can just search here my computer. Computer. Just search computer. You can
Where
have
is
a
it?
search option. And there is a search option bottom side one. Just a edit box will be there. Just type this PC.
Ekkarandi. I'm not able to get it.
Bottom side you have a edit box. Top
Yeah.
left bottom.
Is this the one?
Yeah, there is a can you see this folder icon top right in the same the folder icon? A Chrome, then you have a Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft Edge. Yeah.
Last one. Can you come same line? Same
The
one,
search.
same line. Same line you
Okay.
can come.
Oh,
Same
OneDrive.
line.
You want me to go to
That
OneDrive?
OneDrive. Yeah, open that.
Okay.
Because of this PC you are missing here, I don't know why. Then you can see. Can you see here this PC on the left panel? That's a Windows Explorer. Left panel, come down. This PC. Can you see? Come down.
This
Come down.
PC, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, right click on that. Right click. You clicked on the left click. So now
Oh,
right
is
click.
it?
Right click.
Okay.
In the mouse, yeah, that's one. And the properties. Click on properties. There's a properties option, last one. Yeah. Here you will get all the information of your system. Can you see there?
So it's got all this thing. Okay.
All the system info. What is your Windows version? Windows 10 Home. Then what is the processor? See that I told you, right? i3 processor and 1.19 gigahertz Intel core processor. You have Intel core processor, and the I told you, right? CPU. CPU means this is the processor. Okay. CPU means this processor, and installed memory RAM 4 GB you have. See, RAM is installed memory is a RAM. What is the RAM size? 4 GB. And system type 64-bit operating system. 64-bit operating system, and pen and touch. You don't have a touch screen here. So pen and touch support with 10 touch points. Okay, you have few touch points. Touch screen you have that. I think this one. There is a can come down little bit. scroll down a little bit, scroll down. There's a scroller. Just move up this window, Priti. Move up. Yeah, scroll down a little bit, and you can have a HDD also. Just still scroll down. That's it.
Ante andi. That's all I
you
have.
do one thing. You do one thing. You do one thing. On the top right side, there, can you see minus, square, cross icon, right? On the top right side of this window, where we are seeing right side, just move up cursor. There is a cross. That is a maximize. You want to maximize, you can maximize. If you click a cross icon, it will close, right? It will close. If you click a minus, it will minimize. If you click minus, it will minimize. If you put that maximize and minimize, see, it minimized and it will be there. Again, you can open that. You click on that, it will open. Yeah, it will open again. So like that, you can minimize, you can maximize, and you can close the window also. You can maximize now. I'll show you a few more. Okay. Now,
Subhas, can you go upstairs?
so you should HDD. I'm just looking. So HDD, you don't have here. And okay. I think HDD, it should show here, but it's not showing. CPU, can you see CPU 1.2 gigahertz? That's a CPU, and 4 GB 500, that is missing here. 100 C1, it's missing here. Hard disk size is missing here, but maybe you can find out that. I'll let you know how to check here. Okay, basically you got a processor and RAM size, and what is your operating system type. System type is 64-bit and 32-bit. So maybe you can note down the operating system means, which is where the platform where you can run your entire pods and calculations will happen. There are different operating systems we have. One is Windows. So let me write. So that you can understand.
Should I just back from this? Should I get out of it?
Yeah, you can get out of that, so that I'll show, you can see my screen. Okay. And I'll take the back control so that you can see that. So you can close this. You click on close icon, you can close it. Okay. And here you can see this this piece of the local drive, and local drive means all the your files or installations will store in that local drive C. So that how to create a folders, I will show you that later. But let's see first understand the pods and operating systems. What are the different operating systems we have? So computer basic pods. So what are the parts we learn? One is motherboard, right? Motherboard. And second, input device. And another one, power supply.
Yeah, the power supply, CPU,
Then
RAM,
CPU and
RAM, hard
RAM,
disk.
hard disk, and you have a graphic card. Graphic card is another important thing. Graphic card, so another important. So these are the main parts important for the any computer. These are mandatory. Okay. And in front of this, we have the system operating system types. Operating systems.
సంజన నేను కొంచెం క్లాస్ లో నన్ను వెళ్ళమ్మా.
So operating systems are, we have three categories. One is Microsoft Windows. And Windows is a one operating system. And so this is coming from Windows is coming from Microsoft. And the Mac is coming from, Mac is another operating system. So let me give you owner also. Owner. And operating system is a Windows, and the owner is Microsoft. And there is another one is Mac operating system. So Mac operating system is owned by Apple. Okay. Apple. So operating system name is a Mac, that owned by a company, Apple. So Apple developed this Mac. So Mac operating system developed by Apple. So there is one more, Linux. So Linux is another operating system which is most important nowadays, and all the code applications will be deployed in these Linux servers. Big servers will be developed by this Linux operating system. So this is owned by Linux is the person who developed this, but company I'm not sure. And this the person name I know. Tivos Linux something is there, the person name. So let's see the person name also exactly what is that. I think Linux is owned by Oracle, I think. See this is the guy, Linus Torvalds. This is the person main developer this Linux. The creator of Linux is this one, this person, Linus Torvalds. So 1991, this the Linus Torvalds began this Linux thing. Let's see who is owning this Linux operating system. So Linux began in 1991 as a personal project by Finnish student Linus Torvalds. I'm just looking for the company who owns this. Muscat, I think, official Muscat. Towards announced in 1996 that there would be a mascot for Linux, a penguin. The penguin symbol will be there for Linux, okay? Linux community, open source development lab, Linux. Yeah, well, this is a free source, but this is the guy developed it, okay? So this is the guy developed, but Linus Torvalds, you can put. That's his name, right? Linus Torvalds. Yes, this is the person who developed this Linux operating system. These are the main three operating system in the market. So what are the operating systems? Windows from Microsoft, Mac from Apple, and Linux is developed by Linus Torvalds in 1991. He developed this. And based on that, different companies developing their own operating system of Linux. Okay, different, again, flavors will be there. Again, this Windows different versions also will be there. Mac also different versions will be there. So, but basic operating system are these three. Okay, are we clear? The computer parts and operating systems. Now we are working on the Windows operating system. Now we are working on the Windows operating systems. And if you want, you can log into Mac also, Linux also. That's a different thing. And Linux you can install on the Windows also, you can use that, right? That's the Linux operating system. Operating system you can just put on the Windows also, you can do that. And then Mac, so it's a different entirely, and Apple is developed that Mac. And then after that HDD. So HDD is the main part. Let me show you the configurations. If you go to any Amazon website where people are selling, you can see I'm opening a browsers also. I'll tell the browsers also today itself. If you go to Amazon, so you just give the just type amazon.in in the any browser, and then go here, type. There are different brands are there laptops. So for example, Dell laptop. If I search and click on this search button, see you will get a lot of configurations here. You can see here a lot of configurations you will get, right? Let me show you the configurations. Can you see these configurations? Laptop 10th generation i3, 4 GB RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk. This is the hard disk, 1 terabyte hard disk. So can you see here 512 SSD? SSD means I told you, right? The SSD name we are given, right? What is the name we are given? SSD means I forgot the name. SSD means the proper name is important. Solid state drive. That's how SSD means. Solid state drive. So when this happens, this is the there solid state drive is there, SSD card along with HDD. Your calculations and process will happen very fast. That's the main purpose of SSD card. So reading and writing files very fast it will happen. That's a flash memory where it increases the performance. That's a SSD advantage. Normal hard disk is not that much fast. It's a bit slow. If you have SSD card, and your computer is going to be very, very fast. Okay, so that's the main thing. So normal HDD and SSD, that's the difference. See the SSD here also. This also having SSD. 256 GB, here 512 SSD. 8 GB RAM, here 4 GB RAM. So the price also varies, right? See, based on the sizes, configurations changing, the price also increases. Your laptop size will increase. And here 8 GB, 1 terabyte hard disk, Windows 10. And you see Intel Iris Xe graphics. Graphic card I told you, right? If you want to watch your videos, your movies, this graphic card is very important. So we got the RAM size, the i5 processor size, i5 means Intel i5 processor, 11th generation i5 processor. So that's a processor size here. So that means CPU size and RAM size and SSD and 512 HD size, hard disk size, you can get like this. So while selling, they will mainly mention these areas: RAM, HDD or SSD, or the processor. These things will be mentioned in any computer because main core part is done by those things only. Your speed, and speed is given by this one. If more RAM is there, multiple processes will be done at a time, right? And see, I opened so many tabs here in the browsers, and these things will be handled by this RAM. And graphics, if any pictures, if you want to see this picture clearly, you are seeing, right? Because there is a in my laptop graphic card is there. That's why you are able to see these cards, all these things. So by inbuilt they will come. You don't need to separately install. So that's the sizes are how they will give, and they will sell the their products. So this is the high generation i5 8 GB SSD means. See this another graphic card type. NVIDIA is another graphic type. So different graphic cards will be there. So those graphic cards also people will use. See this integrated graphic card. Integrated means inside that it is there graphic card. You don't need to separately install it. Let me show you different parts. Intel graphic card is there. This is the Intel graphic card, right? And this is a Vega graphic card. So this is a Dell. So Dell is another model, and the Vega graphic card. It's not Intel. Some have a Intel graphic card. So this is the Intel Iris graphic card. Some there is a NVIDIA graphic card. This is a NVIDIA graphic card. NVIDIA graphic card we call this. So these are the different models are there, different parts are there. All the parts they will combine. So some they will buy from Intel, some they will buy from different companies. All the parts will join, assemble them, and give it to us. That's a computer how they will make. So NVIDIA graphic card you can use, Intel graphic card you can use, Vega graphic card you can use. So many options will be there, and anything you can use in your laptop. But fine, any one is fine for us. And this is the 8 GB RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk, integrated graphic card, and with this price. So with this price we have, and see Windows 10 and Microsoft Office will be there. So they're telling, okay, Windows 10, no, Microsoft Office also installed in that machine. That's what they're telling. Okay, so this is the Dell laptop versions. So they have different versions they are going to sell. Okay, that's the laptop memory sizes and all those things. Are you clear now? While buying a laptop also, you need to see these three things and a graphic card. These four things you will check. Mainly high RAM, and processor also important. Processor means main process your calculations by processor only. RAM is just storing and releasing, and hard disk is permanently stores. So all my data will be stored in the hard disk only permanently. Graphic card you will use for watching your images properly. That's a graphic card is important. And any multimedia related, if you want to watch, you can use that. So operating systems. These are the 3 operating systems in the market. So any questions, Preeti and Ratna, till now?
I'm good for now.
Okay. Now browsers. Let me introduce browsers. So why you will use browser? It's a browser is used to access your web applications. So what is the purpose of browser? Browser is used to access your web applications. So applications are many types are there. There are different. I'll come to that later. Browsers are used to access your web applications. Then you can see all the pages. So what are the different types of browsers? Different types of browsers. So first one is Google Chrome. Google Chrome, and second one is Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox. And third one, Internet Explorer. Fourth one, Microsoft Edge. And fifth one, Apple Safari browser. Sixth one, Opera browser. So these are the browsers are very famous. If you are clear with these browsers, you're good. Let me show you what icons, how you can recognize Google Chrome, how you can recognize Firefox, how you can recognize Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge and Safari and Opera. So let me show you the icons so that you can get a better idea. Now this is the one. So can you see this this E icon, and you can also see in your desktop. This is the Edge browser. So this is the Edge browser. Microsoft Edge, it will be like this. Microsoft Edge. Can you see this, Priti? In your laptop, you have, I saw that. Microsoft Edge. And you have a Google Chrome. So can you see the three colors? One is in the circle shape. You have a red color, green, and yellow color. Inside that, blue color. This is the Microsoft, this is Google Chrome. This is the Google Chrome. So let me show you all these browsers in the direct in the net. You can get a better idea. So go to Google, open in the any browser. I opened Google and see browsers. So go to images. You can see browsers. See, these are the browsers. Can you see this? Safari, this watch type, it will be there. This is a Safari browser. Then Firefox, this is a red color, and this is a developed by Mozilla company. So note down, even I have a note down, Safari is developed by Apple, Mac company, right? A Mac laptop is developed by Apple. So Safari also developed. By default, every Mac has a Safari browser. This is the watch icon will be, that's a Safari browser. So when you have Firefox like this, a red color, a globe, inside that globe is there, right? So that is the Mozilla developed this Firefox browser. And then Chrome, the Google Chrome. So Google has developed this Google Chrome, this icon. This icon is called Google Chrome browser. And this one is a Microsoft Edge. Microsoft developed this. And this is the Opera browser, just a ring shape and a red color. That's how Opera software developed this. And there is one more Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer. Can you see this? Internet Explorer. This Internet Explorer is developed by, can you see the difference between Microsoft Edge and Internet Explorer? This is a thick blue and this is a light blue. So E shape will be there. So this Internet Explorer also developed by Microsoft company. So these are the different browsers we are going to use to open our web applications. Web applications means you should have a internet to open that. If you don't have internet, then application won't open to you. Otherwise, application is not going to open to you. If internet is not there in your system, the application is not going to open to you in the browser, right? So that's the browsers. Are you clear on these browsers, Priti?
Yes, yes.
These are the
Yes, sir.
browsers. We should know all the different types of browsers, different operating systems, and the computer pods. So what computer pod, what it will do, that's important. And then we can see now how to open your applications. So which web applications, how to open? What is the format of web application? So how to format of web application is, first it will come HTTP or HTTPS. This is the one will be there. Then colon / the domain name will be there. .com or .in so will be there, or HTTP or S colon / domain name .in. Like this, you have a .com or .in, like this it will be there. So these things you will type in the browser. First open the browser, then type this in the address bar. Suppose I'll open this Chrome browser. So I can type here. I can type something in the address. This is called address bar. This is called address bar. When you open the browser and the address bar, I'll type, for example, facebook.com I want to open. So I'll type first HTTP or HTTPS colon / facebook.com. Then it will open for me Facebook homepage, because I have an internet, that's why it is opening for me. So I opened in the Mozilla Firefox. See, the Facebook homepage is displayed for us. This is the web application. So can you see here HTTPS colon / there is a www dot is coming. So what is this www dot? What is this HTTPS? So HTTPS means, first understand. Let me explain what is HTTP. HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. That's a hypertext. So HTTPS means, what is HTTPS? Secured hypertext transfer protocol. So secured means, so this lock symbol will be there. Can you see lock symbol? So this symbol is there, your site is secured. That's the meaning of that. You can use trustly, you can use that website. That's the all HTTPS means secure websites. That's the meaning of that. All before opening your banking applications, make sure you have HTTPS and this secure symbol will be there. That's an indication for you whether that is a original website or a duplicate website. Okay, that's how we can find out. Now, so now what is a www dot? What is meant by www dot? World Wide Web. That's a www. 3 W's means World Wide Web. That's a 3 W's means World Wide Web we call. So then application they will deploy in that, and you can access from anywhere if you have internet. Because of all these concepts, so you're able to access the applications. This is the web application architecture, how you are going to give web applications. And this you are going to type in the address bar. Right? If you want to open, first open the browser. How to open web applications? Let me write that. How to open web applications? What is the first step? Open any browser. Then, so in the address bar, type your application URL. So I'll give you one more terminology. URL in the address bar. Then press enter key. Next step, press enter key from keyboard. There is an enter key in the keyboard. You press that. So it will open your application. So what is the URL? So another thing is URL keyword we should know. URL. What is mean by URL? Unified Resource Locator. That's a unified resource. Every website has a one URL that is unique for every web application. See Google, that is a google.com is the URL. And Gmail, so https://gmail.com is the URL. So every web application has a one URL, that is Unified Resource Locator. That means uniquely you can identify that URL in the websites, in the web, in this World Wide Web, and with that given google.com or facebook.com is placed in this World Wide Web, so that you can, when you type that, the World Wide Web can understand and it will display the page for you. That's the World Wide Web and this URLs means, right? That's how to open web applications. Okay, now browsers we have seen, operating systems we have seen. Then tomorrow I'll show you the computer inside, how you can create a folders, how you can create a files. So those things I'll show you tomorrow, right? Any questions today?
I'm good.
Okay, so these things I'll put in